I used to see the magazine ads with the TV commercials. All I was taught was that the big busted blonde was all I could aspire to be. So I would dye my hair. I would act the dumb blonde. I could still beat them at any mind games, but men don't like the truth shoved in their faces because they refuse to believe anything that doesn't stroke their ego. So yeah, I was a carbon copy of what the media shoved down America's throats. And yeah, as time went on, dark-haired women started to gain some popularity back, but they still had to be anorexically thin, and they still had to battle with the notion that all men still adored the dumb blonde. And yeah, as the years wore on, I didn't have to dye my hair, but I still had to be thin, and I still had to be that carbon copy of the dark-haired, gaunt, soulless faces plastered on billboards, papers, and screens. I pass the magazine stands, see carbon copies of the models on multiple magazine covers. I pass the media store with rows and stacks of repeated TV screens showing carbon copies to the world of what we are supposed to be. I don't want to be a carbon copy of anything. I want my own thoughts, my own ideas, and I want to spill them out to the entire world so they can read them and hear them. But carbon copy or not, I end up resigned, knowing that despite our differences, we are all carbon-based life forms. I mean, when scientists look for life on other planets, they always only look for water first. Well, sure, hydrogen, oxygen, life as we know it needs it, I get it. But carbon-based life forms are all we know. I mean, whether or not we have arms or legs or gills or a mouth or a brain, they all have carbon in common. So when I see the atrocities mankind causes, when I see Adolf Hitler, the vegetarian artist wannabe, when I see Adolf Hitler collect his cult followers to systematically slaughter millions, when I see the stacks of the skin and bone emaciation, stacks of bodies in dishes or in rooms, stacked in a pyramid to that small hole for air at the ceiling after their final shower. When I see the Pope visiting Cuba and wearing a sombrero. When I see chickens crammed into rows of cages they cannot move in for their eggs, for their flesh. And when I see the rows of pre-packaged, barely recognizable cow flesh wrapped in cellophane, row after row in the grocery store, it is then I have to remember that despite everything, and as much as I hate to admit it, we are not all that different. I mean, if nothing else, we're all carbon-based life forms. Thank you. I've never read it.